tutorial, which I've included, but I'm going to use it as a prompt within the practice. So don't ask for questions, ask for inquiry. So why questions can be a big problem for us. They give you intellectual, prefabricated, habitual answers, and these answers are not considered or coming from direct present moment experience. Why questions foster a knowing attitude and not an inquiry attitude, which is what we're trying to cultivate within these practices. So this is a sort of rhetoric that we have, like, why does this happen to me? This is so unfair. Why me? And there's no answer to these questions. It's like my daughter was asking me why questions the other day, and it was never going to end. But why, and we can get into this rhetorical patterns within our head. So within these practices, we're, you know, they exist. We're gonna continue questioning ourselves and our lives in that way, but within these practices, we're moving away from that. So we want to inquire and be curious and have an open-ended self-discovery, which gives us another kind of knowledge from the body, this unfolding experience that happens within the space of these bodies that house who we are for this time that we're on this planet. So it can help support insights, it can help support good decision making based on real lived live in the moment knowledge that's happening here. So the things like, I'm hungry, this is why I feel really angry, or I'm tired, this is why the idea of doing this task is so exhausting, and maybe I do it anyway, or maybe I leave it until tomorrow. Rather than the why, we're asking how, where, and what is it like, so we can make good decisions for ourselves. Sometimes, and not always, it's just something for our toolkit. So again, we're going to be looking at this emotional literacy wheel. So I just want you to take a moment while we are in our heads to come up with some scenarios. You can write them down if that would be helpful for you. So something that makes you feel angry, and just come up with something. It shouldn't be too hard, that one. Something or someone you love. Something that you're fearful of, or brings fear. Something that brings joy. Something that brings up sadness. And then one last one, something that surprised you recently. So just leaving that to one side for a moment. So what we're looking at is a simple formula to connect and deepen our current experience. So within the practice, we're going to be tuning in, staying with the present moment, exploring what it is, noticing if anything changes, it may not, and then reflecting on that experience. So we're widening and narrowing the lens of our attention around our experiences, using the skills that you've been developing over the series and within the practices to support and maintain well-being. So widening the lens of our experiences out of the why and into being curious. Okay, so setting yourself up in a comfortable sitting position, or you're welcome to lie down. Let's arrive. So just taking a moment to notice the points of contact that you're making with the earth. The floor, the chair. Just checking in with your posture. That your jaw isn't clenched, that your forehead isn't tightened. Let go of your belly. You need to hold or brace or tighten. And honouring the fact that you've taken the time out of your busy life to be here. To practice this present moment awareness. And opening up to the healing that this can bring. Being kind and curious and interested in your experience of what it is to be you in this moment. Let's find our anchor for the practice for when our mind has wandered off into all the stories, the whys. So it could be one specific point within the breath or somewhere within the body that when your mind has wandered off, you can bring your attention here. And then when you're ready, you can return to the practice. This is the key to the laying down of those new neural pathways and the strengthening of those pathways, that noticing and returning, noticing and returning. And this is where we find it easier to return here outside of the practice, within our daily lives, when the inevitable stresses and strains of living crop up. And then once you've found that anchor, an invitation to bring your awareness back to your breath. And observing the flow of your breath as you breathe in and you breathe out as best you can through the nose. In and out through the nose. And an invitation to take an internal weather report. How are you today? What exactly is that? Where is it? The shapes and colours and textures of your experience, the tiredness, the joy, anxiousness, boredom, contentedness. Noting it and dropping into the felt sensation of it within your body. It's information. And then an invitation to narrow your awareness back to the breath. And then expanding that awareness of the breath to include all of the body. So you breathing here. And now I'm going to invite you to bring into your mind's eye this situation, scenario, person, thing that brings up the emotion of anger. And then once you've created this little mental event for yourself, we're going to narrow our awareness to the body. What quality does it have? Whereabouts is it? Its texture, its location. Do you notice any tightening, bracing, softening? Do the sensations feel strong or weak? As we inquire and get curious about our experience, are there any kinds of movements here? Are you noticing any desires or impulses around the experience? Wanting things to be different, to change it, to soothe, to fix? As best you can, stepping out of the story and observing your direct experience, sort of stepping out of the story and walking around and observing and looking at it, examining it. It is your body's experience. Is it holding a memory in the muscles, in the bones, in the ligaments, in the organs, in the skin? Are there any words that go with the experience? Enraged, exacerbated, irritable, envious, disgusted, revolted, jealous, resentful, annoyed, aggravated, hurt, hostile, frustrated. Being curious and kind about your experience, moving away from the why and into the what, the where, the how. The colours, the shapes, the textures, your felt and direct experience. holding and exploring this emotion. Softening into the experience and allowing it to be without changing or fixing. Giving yourself space and kindness and tenderness. And then an invitation to breathe, directing the breath around or directly into the sensations that you're experiencing. Maybe a soft blow like fogging up a window, or perhaps a short, sharp burst like blowing out birthday candles. And then an invitation to narrow your awareness back to your breath. Breathing in and breathing out. The textures and sensations of your breath. And now an invitation to widen the lens of your attention to a joyful experience that you've had recently. What quality does it have? What textures, sensations, the location? Is there tightening or softness to hold your felt and direct experience of this joyful moment in your mind's eye? Does it feel strong or weak? Heavy, light? What kind of movements does it make, if any? Are there any impulses that arrive to fix or change or keep or guard? What are the memories of this joyful experience in your body? What's held beneath your skin, your organs and your bone and your muscles and the tendons and ligaments? Felt and direct experience of joy. What kind of words go with the experience? Enthralled, elated, enthusiastic. optimistic, proud, cheerful, happy, content, thankful, pleased, amused, delighted, playful, triumphant, eager, hopeful, euphoric, enchanted. What are you noticing in the body? And then an invitation to breathe into or around the sensations that you're noticing here. Holding yourself in your mind's eye with tenderness and kindness, curiosity and playfulness. And an invitation to narrow your awareness back to the breath. And expanding that awareness from the breath to include all of the body. And an invitation to bring into your mind's eye something that brings about sadness. Being careful what you choose. Might even be the same thing that makes you angry. Sadness at how somebody's behaved. Somebody's left a bin bag by the bin rather than taking the time to pick it up and put it in. Sadness and lack of effort. Being careful with sadness. What qualities does it have? Textures. The location in your body. Does it have a sense of softness, tightness? Warmth or coolness? Does it feel strong or weak? Maybe even a taste like sweetness or acidity. Being playful and curious about your experience, gentle and kind. Being an impartial witness to yourself and your experience. What kind of movements are here? Are there any impulses to fix or change, soothe, calm, caress? Holding space for yourself and your experience just as it is. Don't need to change or fix anything. Simply noticing what's here with tenderness and kindness. Noticing what the memory is, this experience within your body. What kind of words go with the experience? Melancholy, disappointment, shame, neglect, hopeless, powerless, anguish, displeasure, dismayed, hurt, guilty, regretful. And as best you can, being with your direct and physical and felt experience. And an invitation to breathe into or around the experience. Directing your breath wherever is needed, perhaps giving a sense of spaciousness, release, perhaps not. Being with your experience as it is, there's no right or wrong way of doing the practices. We're noticing and paying attention. What it is to be humans in our human bodies with our human experiences. As we are, welcoming our experiences without trying to change or fix or be any different. Just for now. Now an invitation to move your awareness to an experience of surprise. So something that surprised you recently. What qualities are you noticing in your body? What's here, what's present as you hold this experience in your mind's eye? The textures, the location, the colours, the shapes, perhaps even the tastes. Sweet, salty, acidic. Fine-tuning our awareness, resting with our experiences. Do you feel any tightening, any bracing, any softening? Does it feel strong or weak? Is it easy to pinpoint or difficult? What kind of movements are here? Are there any impulses that you're noticing? That try to fix, change, soothe, move away. Noticing what your body's experience is of this memory, being that impartial witness to yourself. kind of words go with the experience? Moved, amazed, confused, stunned, touched, astounded, speechless, awestruck, astonished, perplexed, disillusioned, dismayed. And then an invitation to direct your breath to your experience, in and around. Holding space for your experience just as it is, using the breath to perhaps give a sense of spaciousness. And then an invitation to narrow your awareness to your experience of your breath as you breathe in and you breathe out. Expanding that awareness of the breath to include all of the body. An invitation to bring into your mind's eye experience of fear. Again, being careful what you choose. Could be that moment that you thought you lost your bank card or couldn't find your phone. It doesn't need to be anything too challenging. Be kind to yourself about what you pick and what you sit with. The breath is always there to anchor you in the present moment, in that neutral part of your body. Sitting with fear. What do you notice? What qualities does it have? Textures, location. So tightening, softening, bracing. Does it feel strong or weak? What kind of movements are you noticing? Are you noticing any impulses to change or fix or move away from? Can you soften and allow your experience to be as it is? You hold space for yourself as you are. Noticing. As we sit and listen and learn from our bodies, the information that's often ignored and pushed away, and holding some space for it and inquiring into what it is exactly. Not judging or criticizing, but holding ourselves in a space of kindness and curiosity, tenderness and openness. Exploring our impulses to fix and change and push away and hold on to. What feels familiar, what feels different. What's the memory of your experience within your body? kind of words are attached? Scared, insecure, nervous, anxious, worried, inadequate, helpless, frightened. And then an invitation to direct your breath into or around your experience. It's going to give a sense of soothing spaciousness. The breath is our direct line into our parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest process within our bodies. Holding yourself in your experience as you are. And then an invitation to direct your awareness to your breath, breathing in and breathing out. Expanding that awareness to include all of the body. And then bringing into our mind's eye experience of love. Something or someone we love. Dropping from the story and into the direct and felt experience of this within the body. The textures, the locations, the movements. The body's reactions to soften or tighten. Noticing impulses to fix or change, or hold on to, push away. The memories within the body. Does the sensation feel strong or weak? Does it have a taste? Is it sweet, salty, vinegary? What kind of movements can you notice? What impulses are you noticing? Wanted to cling on to or push away even? To fix and soothe and keep? What are the memories that are held within the body of this experience? As we learn our body's language, this information, what kind of words go with this experience? Peaceful, tender, longing, desire, passion, enamor, affection, care, sentimental, compassion, tranquil, satisfaction. Now an invitation to be playful with the breath and breathe into or around your experience of love. Now narrowing your awareness to your breath, physical, direct experience of your in-breath, the pause, the out-breath, the pause. An invitation to breathe into the count of 4, hold for 4, and breathe out to the count of 5. Breathe in for 4, hold for 4, and then breathing out through the mouth for the count of 6. Breathe into the count of 5, hold for 4, and breathe out to the count of 6 through the mouth and humming as you go. And then one more breath like this. You can sigh with the out breath. And then returning your breath to its natural rhythm. I'm going to close with a familiar poem. Not heard today in the context of that practice. The Guest House by Rumi. This being human is a guest house. Every morning a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness. Some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they are a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house empty of its furniture. Still, treat each guest honourably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice. Meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whatever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. So moving and stretching in whatever way feels right for you. I'm going to move into taking tea together. So I'm going to pause the recording here. For those of you practicing at home, an invitation to journal about your experience of that practice and what qualities you noticed and what your needs are from practice. So perhaps spending 5 minutes doing that, and then we will close. So as always with these kind of practices, I'm going to close with one of the very traditional and familiar mindfulness practices. So we're going to do the mindfulness of the 3-minute breathing space, or the 3-part breathing space. So just taking a moment to arrive into your body, check in with your posture, elongate that spine, feel like somebody's pulling you up by the crown of your head. Noticing the points of contact that you're making with the earth and with the chair, this sense of where that contact begins and ends. And then narrowing your awareness to your breath. Feeling the air as it travels up your nostrils, down your throat, into your lungs. How it gets pushed back out again. This ordinary yet extraordinary breath. And then widening the lens of your awareness of the breath to include all of the body. The space above you, beneath you, the contact that your clothes are making with your skin. Where do you begin and end? Close with a short poem by David White. All those years, forgetting how easily you can belong to everything simply by listening. So as best you can, taking the sense of connection and awareness into whatever you have left to do with your day, listening to your needs, taking care of yourself. If there's anything that's come up from within the practice, please do reach out.